Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AI Legends, and yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of What If Naruto had absorbed Kaguya's power? Well, I hope that you guys are enjoying this series, so without any further ado, just as I promised, I'm going to upload the next part of this series today. So, I hope that you guys will enjoy it. Without any further ado, let us start our video. But before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to this channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It will really help me a lot as I want to reach 10k and I'm already have surpassed, you can say, 8k. So I hope that I will be able to reach at least 9k at the end of this month. So yeah guys, without any further ado, let us start our video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto wanted to, you can say, simply get rid of the threat of Kaguya, knowing that himself as well as Sasuke are not as strong as Hagoromo or Hamura. Even both of their power combined are not as strong as both of them. So they do not have the power to seal away Kaguya completely. The seal will break one day when they will die. Who knows, 1 century or 2 century. But still, the seal will one day break and Kaguya will once again be, you can say, free. So Naruto simply absorbed Kaguya and all of his power. Though all the tail beasts die in this process, but still, Naruto gained all of the power of, you can say, all the tail beasts as well as Kaguya, the 10 tails. Now Naruto is like, you can say, just like Madara absorbed and all that, yeah. And even you can say Madara, which was a part of Kaguya, was also absorbed in Naruto as Naruto became, you can say, or at least his chakra, not his physical being. As Naruto gained all of that power, though Sasuke was pretty jealous of it because his Rinnegan powers also returned back to Naruto because Naruto absorbed Kaguya and Kaguya was the one who gave the power to Hagoromo to begin with. As all that power returned back to Naruto. As Naruto was, you can say, pretty surprised about it, though he thought that he would die, but unknowingly, his genes of Ususuke activated in time and he was able to get, you can say, all that power under control. And after that, things started to happen. If you did not see the last part, then please check it out. It would be a great experience. And yeah, Naruto in the end simply killed Sakura Benji, who wanted to get all the power back to her Sasuke-kun, while Naruto did not like that whatsoever. So he simply, you can say, removed her head when she tried to punch him and all those things. On the other hand, Sasuke was now running for his life. So without any further ado, let us start our video from here on. As Sasuke was gritting his teeth, he was running low in chakra as he said, Chidori! As once again he activated his Raikuri, wanted to slam it into Naruto's chest, but Naruto grabbed his other arm as broke his second arm as well as Sasuke let out a scream of pain as everyone was watching him as Sasuke gritted his teeth. You damn dope! No matter how strong you will get, you will never be better than me. I'm an Uchiha elite! As everyone was looking towards Sasuke as Tobirama said, just as I told you, brother. He is just another Uchiha, as Hashirama sighed, remembering the time when they were just summoned and Tobirama wanted to kill Sasuke. As then Hashirama sighed as Hiruzen simply shook his head, wondering if Itachi would be disappointed in his little brother. But the end was already near. Kakashi was gritting his teeth, clenching his face, knowing that there is nothing he can do to, you can say, save his student. But deep down he knew that Sasuke is beyond redemption. After all, he was a traitor. And he is a traitor, even standing right now, wanted to kill all the 5 kgs. Even if Naruto were to leave him, 5 kgs will not let him go. As while on the other hand, Hagoromo simply shook his head. Sasuke smug, dope. Just remember, even if you kill me, you will never become Hokage. You will never be anyone precious one. That is the reality, dope. As Naruto simply shook his head. To be honest, Sasuke, there was a point when I considered you a brother. But after achieving this power, I can already see inside of you. I can see who you actually are. So, rest. It seems that you're tired. Now, take a rest. And a long rest. As Sasuke gritted his teeth, he wanted to attack, but it was to no avail. As then, Sasuke's eyes widened when Chidori was simply slammed into his heart. As he looked down to see Naruto with the Chidori in his hand, as Naruto said, Makes you remember something, does it not, brother? As Sasuke gritted his teeth, it was the same scene as he remembered in the Valley of the End when he slammed his Chidori to the heart, almost to the heart, but Naruto moved in time as the Chidori went to his shoulder. But this time, Sasuke did not move in time, and it was already too late, as Sasuke simply closes his eye, and finally, Chidori burst into his body, turning his body completely into, you can say, ashes. As that flew into the air, as everyone was watching this in silence, while most of the Konoha shinobi were pretty angry. After all, that was their precious Uchiha, which died today, but many of them knew it was necessary. As then, now let us go to the back as Metorumi sighed and said, well, it seems that the war is finally over. I should sit to the ground. I do not know about you guys, but I am finally done with this war and all. There will be no war. As Tsunade looked towards her, which means that you want an alliance, huh? As May nodded, yeah, I would definitely love an alliance of all the five great nations. I do not want this war anymore. As then Tsuchikage scoffed and said, well, Stone Village will never be at alliance with Leaf by glaring at, you can say, Minato, who simply shook his head, knowing that there is always, you can say, a small difference in villages, and then A speak up, yeah, and we are not going to be alliance with you guys. I only agree to this alliance because it was for our mutual interest. What is stopping us from getting what we actually want by looking towards Hinata? As after all, he does want the Byakugan in his village. As then Gara simply shook his head. After all of this suffering and everything, you finally want another war, don't you, huh? Tsuchikage scoffed. It doesn't matter. We are shinobi. War runs in our blood. And now let us cut back to Naruto, as Naruto has just finished off Sasuke, as most of the shinobi were watching this, as then Hagoromo started to walk up to Naruto and said, well, it seems that it's finally over, huh? As Naruto simply shook his head, yeah, it's finally over. As Hagoromo sighed, to be honest, I wanted two reincarnations of my children to at least work together so that the peace could be achieved. As Naruto simply shook his head, well, once there was a person who told me about the meaning of true peace. That was the meaning through pain. If people do not understand the pain, then they will never understand what they are, you can say, making other people feel like. As they will never understand the pain of other unless they feel it together. And if this fourth great ninja war does not have bring enough, then I do not know what type of shinobi we actually are. What is the kind of shinobi? Does it have to be erased from the face of earth, huh? As Hagoromo sighed, well, this should already be a lesson to all the five great nations, and I totally expect them to come together after this. After all, they would not like the suffering like this to begin once again, and there will be no fifth great ninja war, hopefully, at least. As Naruto sighed, and what if that happens, huh? As Hagoromo said, well, then there will be only one choice left. After feeling all of this, after knowing about all this pain and suffering for the fourth time, together this time, if they do not come together after this, then I hope that there is no hope left for the shinobi world. As not only nodded at that, as Hagoromo smiled, well, I truly hope that whatever comes next will be better for this world. It seemed that my chakra is running out, as he could see that how his body started to get, you can say, dissolve within the air. As he said, I truly hope for the best for you, Uzumaki Naruto. As he smiled at Naruto, make me proud. As after saying that, he simply vanished into the air. As Naruto only smiled at that. After all, he is a reincarnation of that man's kid. As he simply started to walk away, as he arrived to the area where that he heard Tsuchikage as well as Raikage saying that how they are never going to be an alliance with Konoha or other villages. As Naruto said, so you want the fifth grade ninja war, huh? As Naruto speak with a, you can say, chakra influence, as all the shinobis could easily hear him, as there was, you can say, a shiver going through their spine. That was a underlying thread going on with the word which Naruto speak. As Tsuchikage looked towards him, as Naruto said, after all of this suffering, all of these losses, you still wanted to go to the war, other villages, right? You want a fifth grade ninja war, not wanted to go an alliance because some previous grudge. As Tsuchikage scoffed, you do not understand, you little brat. That man you call father has killed over 1,000 shinobi of mine. As Naruto scoffed, and what if those shinobi were left alive, huh? They would have made the other people suffer. They would have killed hundreds. Isn't that right, Tsuchikage? As Tsuchikage glared at Naruto. As he said, well, I'm already done with this. As then, you know the Tsuchikage granddaughter, what was her name again? Hmm. Well, I don't remember her name, but still, it was in Baruto, she was the Tsuchikage. You guys do remember it, but let us say, as you speak up, well, it is mostly because of you, Uzumaki Naruto, as most of the people were looking towards her. Yeah, if we had just given the Jinchuriki to the Akatsuki, then this would have never happened. All of these injuries, all of these losses, all of the people died, would have never died. As everyone was looking towards her as if she has finally lost her mind, but most of the people were agreeing with it because they were arrogant fools. As Naruto looked towards her as she has a second head, as he said, are you really serious about it? Huh? Couldn't you see just a moment ago you were in infinite Tsukiyomi, and since I destroyed Kaguya, it released itself. Perhaps you have gone crazy now, as she glared at him, as calling her the future Tsuchikage crazy, as most of the people agree with it, but while on the other hand Stone Shinobi were even more angry about it, Tsuchikage simply shook his head. That is enough. By looking towards his granddaughter, even he was that much of a fool. He knows that if they have given the Bijus, then the world would have already been doomed, and there would be no hope to begin with. As I said, that's not so sad. Well, now you guys have two choices. Either go to your homes safely, or I will send you in the body bags. As you can say, release his aura as chakra started to radiate around Naruto's body, as the shinobi of stone as well as Cloud Village gritted their teeth, as even you can say B was pretty ashamed of his brother. After all, the Raikage A, as B like to call him brother, after all, both of them are actually brothers. So he simply was way too disappointed in them, as then A speak up, well, you have to return back the 8 tails to B. It belongs to him. And it belongs to Cloud Village. As Tsuchikage said, yeah, the 4 tails and the 5 tails also belong to our village. That those are the weapons of our village. As not only scarf, perhaps you should reconsider your statement, Tsuchikage. You have forgotten one thing. They are living beings, not the weapons of anyone. And perhaps you did not listen to me carefully. All the tail beast has finally died out, and there is no tail beast left in this world. Even the 10 tails is finally dead. Tsuchikage gritted his teeth. As Raikage said, and what about you? You have all the power of the all-tailed beast. We simply cannot let you walk around in the elemental nations. You cannot be a part of any village. As Naruto said, enough. As his voice roared through, you can say, all the battlefield. I have more than enough of you, KJs, and you're great. Either you go, return back to your home safely, or I will send you in the body bags. And this is a last time I'm repeating myself, as the aura that was radiating from Naruto as was simply way too imitating for all the shinobis, as Raikage and Tsuchikage looked towards the shinobi, knowing that they were already few in number and pretty scared they will not win this, as they noted in their mind by looking towards each other that they will plan out things, they will get all the power of their village back no matter what they have to do about it. As they simply nodded and simply went back. As soon as they saw, finally, the war is finally over. As Minato arrived in front of Naruto, as they smiled, well, Naruto, it seems that my time has finally arrived, huh? As Naruto only nodded at that, as he said, well, if you want to. But before he could complete his sentence, as Minato simply shook his head, don't worry, Naruto. I hope, I think that your mother must be waiting for me. So, I hope to see you in the other world, but not so soon. As Naruto only laughed, well, don't worry about it. As he simply looked towards his hand, knowing that his regeneration ability has increased, or rather skyrocketed, and he do not know if he has actually become an immortal, or when he is actually going to die. But he simply shook his head as he said, don't worry. As all the cages looked towards Naruto and smiled, well, you have really made us proud, as a Konoha shinobi at least. Though we cannot say the same thing about Konoha itself, but still. As they smiled at him, and finally, simply started their bodies started to glow, as Tadokage smiled and said, well, Naruto, you have finally made me proud. As well as for Tokage, they smiled, and finally their bodies started to glow and finally released from this earth. As Gara smiled, well, old friend, it seemed that things are finally over, huh? We can finally rest. As Tsunade nodded, as Naruto noticed some of the rage and hatred emotions coming from Kakashi, but that those were pretty under control. As it was understandable, after all, Naruto had just killed off two of his students, one his precious student. As he simply shook his head, as then Tsunade said, so Naruto, we are going back to the village home. As Naruto simply shook his head, sorry Bachan, I no longer can go back to the Hidden Leaf Village. As Tsunade's eyes widened, what do you mean by that, Naruto? Hidden Leaf Village is your home. You have to return back to us. And what about being Hokage? As Naruto simply shook his head. Do you honestly believe that? After all of this, I can become Hokage, huh? The shinobi. Your shinobi had already seen the transformation I have undergone, and they must think that I'm already a freak. Don't worry, don't bother to argue. I can already feel their emotions, and same with the people of Konoha. And after they heard that, how I have killed their precious Uchiha, they are going to want my head. So it does not matter. Return back to the home. Even Kakashi has to agree. After all, though with all that hatred, his, you can say, thoughts are not that straight, but still he has to agree that after all of these things, all the transformation that Naruto has gone under, and especially all the shinobis have seen it, and it will be, you can say, understatement if Naruto is not liked there, as it is not going to be work so fine. As even Gara smiled. Well, it seemed that it is going to be a goodbye, but don't stop visiting. As Naruto smiled, you got it, Gara. As Sonare looked towards Gara, what are you talking about? He is going back to the village. As Naruto smiled, don't worry, Bachan. I know that you are worried about me, but just let it be. As Sonare sighed, well, Brat, you do realize that I only take this position so that one day you can take it from me. As Naruto only laughed, well, sorry for disappointing you, but that is for the good. As Sonare nodded, as mentally saying that how she's going to make the village once again worthy of the title of Konoha, the Konoha which his grandfather made. As she smiled inwardly, and then finally all the shinobis returned back as Naruto started to fly and then went to the, you can say, Uzu. As finally it's about time, wondering that if he should stay there. As he was wondering that in his mind and finally went to the Uzushigakure, making a small home for himself. You can say its amount of separating himself from all the shinobis of the world. As now time finally started to, you can say, pass, while on the other hand all the villages started to, you can say, improve themselves, not in that manner but still increasing their military power and those type of things. Now they do not have all the bijus under their command, they do not have those free slaves under their control, so they have to do all of these things on their own, as all the cages were pretty angry about it. While on the other hand, let us go back to Konoha. News quickly spread that how Uzumaki Naruto was the one who killed off their precious Uchiha, as hatred started to build in Konoha, as if the whole world hatred has landed in Konoha, as people started to curse the very name of Naruto. So now they try to, you can say, stop them, but still it was to no avail. They started to curse his name from very beginning. Even after Tsunade explained that how he's the son of fourth Hokage, they did not stop there. After all, that was their precious Uchiha, which the demon has killed. As Shinobi even spread the rumors how he has undergone a full transformation of 9 tails, which only put the village on, you can say, even more angrier as all that. And now right now Tsunade, now let us go back to the other villages. A was making his shinobi stronger and stronger, while on the other hand, after realizing that B does have a small amount of chakra, he made him train even harder since he was a Jinchuriki at least, but still he was his brother, so he did not force him that much. While on the other hand, the other villages also started to, you can say, train the shinobi even more. Now they have to plan something. They have to get all that power back from Uzumaki Naruto. He was too much of a threat to be left alone. Now let us go to Naruto. As Naruto has just received a news from his friend Nechi. Yeah, in this timeline, Nechi has not died yet. As how Hinata was kidnapped by someone of an Ususuke coming from a moon. After Naruto realized the news, as he simply nodded as he went back to the moon. And that was not so hard for him as he landed, realizing all the castle that was around. As he arrived to the area, as he looked around and sensed the chakra signature of Toneri, as he arrived to the room, as he said, Hinata, are you okay? As Hinata looked towards Naruto, as she, you can say, had a small smile on her face, but she quickly hid it. After all, she has to save her sister Hinabi. As Naruto sensed that as well. As Tony laughed, I know about you and all of your power and all. I saw everything, Uzumaki Naruto. As Naruto looked towards him, and who you might be, huh? As Tonori scoffed, well, you can say that I am the true heir to the Ususukis. As Naruto said, well, if that's the case, then you have to fight me. I will not allow Hinata to be with you. As I said, and why is that? Hinata does want to marry me, right, Hinata? As Hinata, though, was pretty, you can say, that did not want it to, but she has to save her sister. As she simply not, yes, Naruto-kun, I have to marry Tsunade-san. As Naruto smiled, well, Hinata, perhaps you have forgotten the day you have said me that how much you actually love me. As Hinata's eyes widened, when was that? As Naruto only smiled, perhaps you have forgotten. I was in 90s mode when you made me realize my mistake in the fourth Great Ninja War, as well as when I was fighting against Pain. You also said that how much you actually love me, and perhaps you have forgotten that, huh? As Hinata had a small blush on her face, while Tonori scoffed, that is enough, as he rushed towards Naruto, as their battle finally began. As Tsunori rushed towards Naruto as the great battle emerges, and finally the battle ends up. I do not just want to go into the battle because it is not going to be that, you can say, much, but still, Naruto in the end of the day simply defeated Tsunori and finally grabbed Hinata as well as saved Hanabi as Naruto was flying down to Konoha. As they arrived to the Konoha, as the guard gates glared at Naruto, as one of them said, Lady Hinata, are you alright? As Hinata simply nodded at that, as after some time, they entered into the village as most of the people realized the person who was walking behind them, as there were rumors and murmurs started to begin, as Naruto simply shook his head, not wanting to deal with all of these stupid situations and all. As then finally they arrived back to the Hokage office as Tsunade was there watching as her eyes widened when she saw the person who was walking beside Hinata. It was none other than Naruto as he said, Hey Bachan, been a while, huh? As Tsunade eyes widened as she simply shook her head. Naruto, you are here? As he simply nodded and then explained the whole situation. As Tsunade smiled, well, I'm grateful that Hinata, you're finally alright. As then Hinata simply smiled at that as Hayashi arrived to the room as he looked around to see, you can say, his daughters, both of them, as he smiled at Hanabi. After all, Hanabi was a prodigy of the Hyuga clan, and he has to protect the future of the Hyugas. As he looked towards Hinata by narrowing his eyes, after all, she was a disgrace to the name of Hyugas. As Naruto noticed that he could still feel the emotion and uproar inside of, you can say, Hayashi, as he hugged Hanabi and said, Hanabi, are you alright? As Hanabi nodded, yes, father, I'm okay. Sister was able to save me. As Hayashi narrowed his eyes towards Naruto and said, alright. Hanabi, you may go. As she simply nodded and went off. As then he looked towards Hinata. Hinata, you are a disgrace to the name of Hyuga. How dare you to get captured by someone as weak as who is not even a Hyuga, and you have disgraced the name of Hyugas long enough. I'm going to put the cage bird seal on you and making your sister the heir to the clan, and you will be sent to the side branch. As Hinata's eyes widened as tears started to come to her eyes. But father, I just wanted to save Hanabi. As Hayashi scoffed as if you have the potential to do anything. You're nothing but a failure. As now come with me. As he was about to drag her, but then Naruto grabbed Hinata by pulling her towards him. As Hayashi glared at him. What do you want, you little you demon? As not only ignored his comment, Hinata is coming with me. As a matter of fact, we are going to get married soon enough. As Hayashi and everyone that was in the room, literally their eyes widened as the elders were sitting there as well. As one of the elders said, as if we are going to allow you to marry one of the clan heirs. As other one said, yeah, you're nothing but a demon. As Naruto simply ignored both of them as Tsunade was glaring at both of them as they have spoken once again without her permission. As Naruto simply ignored both of them and said, Hinata, do you want to come with me or do you want to go to your family where he will brand you with a cage bird seal and try to torture you or something like that? It is your choice. After all of these years, I'm ready to accept you. So, do you want to come with me or not? As Hinata looked towards her father and then towards Naruto as Yashi scoffed, she's nothing but a failure and can never be more than a failure. What do you want to be with a failure? And even if she's a failure, she's still a Hyuga, and I'm not going to let a Hyuga marry you, a demon. As he came to his stand wondering, as he said, now give up. You do not have anything against me. My power is far stronger and far beyond you. And you're nothing but a loser. And before he could even complete his sentence, as Hinata speak up, Naruto-kun, I want to go with you. As she jumped onto Naruto, as Naruto simply smiled, as Tsunade had a small smile on her face, but still had a lot of headache coming her ways. After all, she had to remember that as well. As Hiyashi said, Hinata, how dare you? As he was about to go to Hinata, ready to kill her. But Naruto simply noticed that as he simply point a single finger to the eyes of Hiyashi, shutting down a single point that was in the head, not even Byakugan. It is even hard with Byakugan to see that as Naruto shut down that point. As Hiyashi's eyes simply deactivated. As Hiyashi moved back, what did you do to me, you demon? As then Naruto said, nothing. You would just like to say that how much of a Hyuga you actually are. So I just took away what you make you a Hyuga. As Hiyashi's eyes widened as he tried to activate his Byakugan, but it to no avail. As Naruto looked towards Hinata, come, Hinata, we have a long way to go. As Hinata only smiled at that, as Naruto simply pointed a hand towards her, and within a yellow flash, both of them simply vanished. While on the other hand, Elders and as well as Kakashi, who was also there in an ambush, was watching this, gritted his teeth. That was the technique of his sensei, flying Raijin. But how did Naruto get it? Even Tsunade was confused as Naruto went back as Hiyashi, and now there is a council meeting going on as Hiyashi was screaming that demon should be hunted down for what he has done. He has kidnapped my daughter. As Tsunade simply shook her head. Well, Hiyashi, you did it almost disowned her after all by saying that you want to put her in the side branch, which means that you have disowned her, and in second sense, she wanted to go with him. After all, she's a shinobi of this village and she can make her choices. As here she said, but she's a shinobi, she cannot leave the village. As Tsunade sighed and put out a small paper. Well, Hinata did resign officially, so I cannot stop it anymore. As Hiyashi gritted his teeth, nothing he was saying was going through. As one of the elders speak up, well, Tsunade, it's about time that we have let the demon roam around the world for way too long. He's getting on our nerves, and he has even stolen the flying Raijin technique from Konoha. Tsunade sighed, well, that technique belongs to his father, so I do not know if he has stolen it or rather inherited it. As other elders simply ignore her comment, and he has stolen many other things from Konoha. So it's about time that we start hunting him down as an animal he actually is. As Sonara said, and do you honestly believe that we have enough power? Even within the fourth Great Ninja War, we were barely able to do anything, and it was only Naruto and Sasuke who were able to keep up with Kaguya and Madara as one of the, you can say, civilian council staff. It must be Lord Uchiha because there's no way that demon could be any use to us. As I have seen his report, he was just a dead loss and nothing more than that. Even Kakashi has said that how he was a burden in most of their missions, and it was always Lord Uchiha. As Sonara narrowed her eyes on that statement about Kakashi, but she put that in the back of her mind as she simply said, well, nothing can be done now. I'm not going to send my shinobis to their death by hunting him down. And Hinata does love him, so she has already got the permission from me, and I have already signed the documents, so nothing can be done. This meeting is adjourned. As after saying that, she finally went off. While on the other hand, most of the council members were pretty angry about the whole situation as Tsunade was shaking her head how she can stop all of this madness from going on. As then you can say, now let us get back to the, you can say, other shinobi villages as there was a 5 Kage summit going on there, while not the 5 Kage or rather 3 cages were discussing, or rather 2 cages were discussing matter. It was none other than Tsuchikage as well as his granddaughter as well as A, who were wondering about what they should actually do with the demon. As then there was a uproar in the office as A stood up. How dare the Konoha go up against their word? As Sujikage said, what did happen, A? As A gritted his teeth, damn to Konoha scum. I wanted to kidnap that Hinata girl so that we can breed the Byakugan in our village. But damn, that girl went with that demon. That demon is now getting on my nerves. I have to get the power of the 8 tails out of him and all the secrets he actually know. And so Chicago agree with it. After all, they cannot let go such a power to roam around. After all of these years, there is nothing happening. But still, they were pretty angry, wondering if Naruto will attack their village or something like that. As you know, the fear leads to hatred. As they were pretty angry about it, as Tsuchikage said, maybe we should join the other villages and take him down. I've heard that he had a battle recently. I'm pretty sure that he must be pretty weak after this battle. As for A thought about it, but Sand Village and the other villages will not join us. As He sighed and said, well, I cannot do anything about the mist village, but I can definitely make the sand as well as the leaf to join. As A raised an eyebrow. Leaf village, huh? And how are you actually going to do that? As he smirked at that, well, it is always right when the leader is not liked by the people and shinobis. As A raised an eyebrow, what do you mean by that? As I said, well, Naruto's reputation after he killed off the last Uchiha has gone worse, even lower than worse in Konoha. People do not even like his name to a degree, as whenever his name come up, they only spat as his name. And same goes with, you can say, Sand Village. Gara was once a Jinchuriki, though he changed his reputation by becoming a cage, but still there are many people who remember the massacres he has actually done, and there are people who are ready to replace them, and they do have enough hatred for the so-called demon and the freak. So they're actually going to join us, and with all the efforts and all the power we actually possess and all the manpower we have increased all of these years, we should be able to take him down pretty easily. As a smirk at that, huh? I heard that he was a dead loss. I'm pretty sure that that will be no trouble. We will take him down, little to no effort. As both of them smirking, completely forgetting that that so-called dead loss was the main reason they actually won the fourth great ninja war. But who knows? Sometimes, they're just fools. As in this story at least, as they started to laugh, and now let us go to Tsunade. As Tsunade was doing her job, and then a coffee was given to her as she smiled. Well, thanks, Shizune. As Shizune smiled, well, of course, Lady Tsunade. After all, you do work a lot. As Tsunade smiled as she drank the coffee and then started to do her work, and after some time, her head started to shake pretty rapidly and said, what is going on here? As he looked at Shizune. Shizune, what is going on here? Shizune was not responding whatsoever, as if she was in a strand. As Tsunade's eyes widened, Shizune was in a genjutsu as he came up to her release as she released the attack. The Chusu, as Shizune looked towards Lady Tsunade, who was now, you can say, shaking her head pretty rapidly. As Shizune said, Lady Tsunade, what is going on here? As she looked towards the coffee, and now she can say that there must be a, you can say, poison. As she activated her seal, you can say, she was a medic, and there is no way that there is any poison which is actually going to affect her, right? But no, it was still affecting her pretty rapidly. As she said, damn it, what's going on here? And then Shinobi burst into the office, and then seals were placed all over Shizune as well as Tsunade. As Tsunade looked towards, as these were the elders and the all the, you can say, shinobis, even the rookie 9 were also there. As her eyes widened, she heard that some things are actually going on with Rookie 9 and all, but she never paid any attention to them whatsoever. As Rookie 12 actually, but since 2 or 3 people are already dead, so it is always Rookie 9. So, as she said, what did you actually do? As then, one of the elders speak up and simply shook his head. Well, it's a shame, Tsunade. You are a great leader, but in the end of the day, your love for the demon has gone way too long enough. We have to take him down. We heard that he is weak nowadays after his some fight. So it's only right that we take him out and get the 9 tails out of him. And after we achieve all of this power, Hidden Leaf Village will be the strongest. As not a scarf, do you even hear yourself? Naruto has more than enough power to destroy all the villages. As one of the council members said, and that is exactly, we have to take him down. The demon has finally roamed the world far too long, and we will avenge our Lord Uchiha as well. How dare the demon to take his life? As Lord Uchiha should be Hokage. As then one person speak up, which she was definitely not expecting. And it was none other than Kakashi. As I said, well, Lady Tsunade, it's about time that I take over the seat as a rightful heir to the seat of Hokage. As Tsunade gritted her teeth, Kakashi, why are you doing this? Not to your student. As Kakashi scoffed at that, as he said, Naruto, he was just a dead loss and should have died long ago. As it was Sasuke and Sakura who were my students. Sasuke was my prize student, but he killed him in front of my eyes, and now he will pay for it dearly. As Tsunade gritted her teeth, do you even hear yourself, Kakashi? Naruto has more than enough power to wipe out all the villages, and you're saying that you can take him down? Are you out of your mind? As Kakashi said, he's already weakened enough, and now, since he has taken Hinata with him, he has a weakness. We will kidnap Hinata, and then he will be forced to bow down to us, and then we will take what actually belongs to us. as Tsunade was almost on the ground as this poison was something else. As she said, how is this even affecting me? As Kakashi smirked, well, when you have right people to ask, you can get many things, Tsunade. As Tsunade gritted her teeth, knowing that the poison definitely come from the Cloud Village. They are known for their poison. As she gritted her teeth, her chakra was already sealed away, so she no longer can heal herself. As Shizune and Tsunade both were captured and put to the, you can say, prisons. Now, same thing is actually going on within the Sand Village, as many people attack the three, you can say, the Kazekage and his siblings, and the Kazekage and his siblings, but in the end of the day, they were able to escape from the area. Now, let us go to, you can say, a point, as Shikamaru did not go with them, as Shikamaru was able to escape almost from out of the village, wanted to escape the previous Hokage as well, but he was unable to do so, so he has to run away from them. Now, let us go to 4 kgs meeting, as a smirk and said, welcome. It seems that new cages has already arrived, huh? As it was none other than Baki, the sensei of the three pupils and the Kazakage, the new Kazakage. While on the other hand, Kakashi was the new Hokage. As Kakashi nodded, as Tsuchikage said, I was not expecting you to be here, Kakashi. As Kakashi said, that demon has killed my student. Now it's about time that he will pay for his crimes. And we will get what actually belongs to us. And everything will go back to normal. As all the cages nodded, like killing each other and those type of backstabbing. Yeah, that is normal. As now, let us go to Naruto's POV, as he was, you can say, with Hinata, as they have finally decided to marry with each other, as Naruto was pretty happy after all of this time, and they were even roaming around the planet by making small henges here and there, and they were easily able to do so. After all, even Naruto shared some of his chakra with Hinata, so Hinata was able to activate her, you can say, Tensekan. She was pretty happy, though she did not like all that power and all, but still, she has the Tensekan. As her eyes developed into the Tensekan and all this power, and Naruto got a small, you can say, sparring partner and all. In this time, Naruto was roaming around the planet as well as gathering all the jutsus from all the planets, or rather, all the villages, as he could easily escape from any trapper without even detecting. He had already known all the knowledge, as he told Hinata that his regeneration powers are so strong that he do not even know if he is ever going to be, you can say, get old whatsoever, as he shared his power with Hinata as well, and both of them are going to be remain the same age they actually are. And Hinata, though, was somewhat sad that she's never going to die or something like that, or she's always going to be, you can say, on this planet and never going to be meet his, you can say, meet her loved ones, but still being with her Naruto-kun, it's always going to be pretty well actually. So as then Naruto noticed from the barrier a person has entered into the area, not one person, or rather 4 person. As Naruto was surprised as he arrived with Hinata, as he was surprised to see Shikamaru, Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro, almost dead Kankuro, as Naruto said, Gaara, what is going on here? As Gaara looked towards Naruto, Naruto, you have to save him. As he pointed towards Kankuro, who was on the back of Gaara, as Naruto only nodded as Kagura was on the ground, as Naruto started to heal him, and after some time he was normal. As he said, so mind telling me, Gaara, what is going on here? As Gaara nodded and started to explain the situation about the villages and how they overthrew him, and he's getting the same news from Shikamaru that Tsunade was taken down, and Kakashi is the new Hokage, and they want to go war with him, knowing that he's a bit weakened. As Naruto raised an eyebrow, and who told you that I am weakened? As Shikamaru said, troublesome. In the news, you said that you fought him and you was a bit tired. And Naruto only said, well, you already know, Shikamaru, I can barely get tired. And even with all the tiredness in this world, 2 hours of sleeping and I'm more than healthy. As Shikamaru said, troublesome. As though he was secretly happy that, you can say, what was the name again? Timari was also there, as Naruto said, Kakashi, huh? Though I should have figured it out, I was feeling the hatred coming from him, but I thought that it was temporary, since I have killed Sasuke and Sakura. He should have seen that that was necessary for the world. As Shikamaru said, that is not all, Naruto. It seems that all the Rookie 9 has turned on you as well. As Naruto said, oh really now? As then Shikamaru said, well, it starts from here. Neji is not, you can say, against you, but still, he's a side member and he cannot go up against the main head, which you have pissed off few days ago. As Naruto only laughed it out and said, "So tell me, what is actually going on here?" As he started to explain and said, "Well, Kiba, he was told that from his clan that how he was the alpha male and you being the dead lost do not deserve to be having all of this power and all of these lies has finally bring the hatred inside of him. Same goes with Ino after he revealed the secret as people as she was going up against you and there is a lot of hatred. Same goes with all the other members, though Lee is not up against you as well as Guy, though they are still a shinobi of Konoha and they are still going to protect their village and still going to attack, though I doubt that Gara and sorry Guy sensei as well as Lee will do so. And same with all the other rookie nines. Choji, even Choji got with them as Shino just wanted to protect his clan and those type of things. I do not actually want to go into the detail as Naruto simply shook his head as I said, So all of these years, everything I have done for them, they have finally disregarded it, huh? As Shikamaru sighed, as I said, troublesome. Well, Naruto, so what are you going to actually do? As Naruto only sighed, well, Hagoromo did told me, if there was a 5th grade ninja war, then there is no hope for the villages and the shinobi kind. It seems that I have to do something which I should have let Kaguya do. As Shikamaru raised her eyebrow, and what do you mean by that? I have to take away all the chakra from this world. This put everyone literally shocked as then Gaara said, Naruto, are you sure about it? As not wanting to doubt his friend, as he simply nodded, well Gaara, after the 4th grade ninja war, I was sure that people had more than enough of the suffering. After seeing that, I have helped them so much, they disregarded everything which I have done for them. But I did not take any revenge on them. But still, in the end of the day, they want to kill me and take away all the chakra so that they can recreate the bijus as if they can. But think, as well, it does not matter. It seems that I have to end all the suffering from this world. The innocents have been hurt by shinobi for long enough. In the future, who knows? There could be other people born with chakra, but those were the people will born hundreds and thousands of years after, so that all the history of bloodshed will be disappear from this world. And after that, I hope that the peace could be bring on, as all of them deep down knowing that it was true, but still it was a new concept, living without living in a world without chakra. So not to simply nodded. So are you guys with me? As they simply looked towards each other and finally nodded at that. In the future, at least there will be no war of that level. Though people will still hate each other and those type of things, but of this level of war shall never happen. As they simply nodded at that, as Naruto said, Shinobi world, you are doomed. As okay guys, here I will love this part. Hope you guys enjoy it. For the next part, like goal is going to be, let's see, 300 likes and 180 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. So yeah guys, here I will end this part. So yeah, peace.